Self-awareness, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have it. But evidently, after these comments, Timo Werner has absolutely none. Let's get into this video. Welcome to the Kavkas View, and today's video is an insightful one. We're going to give you a quick roundup about what's happening in the international break. Pulisic is on fire. El Fuego hat-trick, and we're going to break it down and we're going to look into it in detail. Kai Havertz, Rudiger, and Timo Werner are in the mouth of Flick. Flick is actively giving him so much credit. The manager of Germany. Kai Havertz's record is crazy, but then like every single Chelsea player, there's always drama. There's always drama associating it. And Timo Werner is like none other. First Romelu Lukaku, then Christensen Pulisic's comment, and now Timo Werner's comments. Everyone thinks they can do Tuchel's job better than him. Well, you can't, and we're gonna break it down. Let's get into this video. Before we do that, I need all of you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's carry on to that journey of 25k. 25k is the target. It's the one we've been aiming for. So if you'd like number 15, you write number 15 in the comments. If you like number 99, you put 99. 110, you guessed it, 110 in the comments. Thank you very much. It goes a long way. And make sure you subscribe. Let's move on with the video. So Timo Werner's joined Chelsea on the 1st of July in 2020, right? He's gone on to win the Champions League, the Club World Cup, Super Cup, and got to 2 finals. So we could say it's been successful, right? Well, from a team standpoint, it's been very successful. And I think Werner's played a very good part in his role in helping us. Whether it's directly contributing via goals or whether it's dynamic of running off the ball, generating anger into defenders and striking fear with his raw athleticism, it's one way to talk about it. But Timo Werner's openly come out and discussed how the reason he's scoring all these goals for Germany is because of the volume of chances that we're creating, and the style of play is completely different at Chelsea. And for me, whilst there is an element of truth there, let's talk about your self-awareness, big man, because I think you're lacking in it. I think it's very important to understand that I've got no issue with a player coming out and openly describing how, you know what, my national team plays this way and my club team plays this way. But it's a bit of a stretch when you're talking about, yes, I've been scoring goals because of the chances created. Bro, you're scoring goals against Armenia, Liechtenstein, Latvia, and San Marino, North Macedonia, Israel. Let's talk about these lot. You've got 1 goal against Ukraine and 1 goal against Spain. All due respect to some of the nations I mentioned, some of them are outside of the top 30 in the FIFA World Ranking. Some of these nations are not as good of quality defenders as Premier League defenders. They're not as good as League One, some of these nations, and you don't blame them. Some of them are tiny nations. It's hard to find teams that are going to be generated, that are going to have enough in 2 weeks to build up a good fortress for him to combatively get through. But the thing that really irritates me is, are Tuchel's tactics the issue or are you the issue? Because you guys know my stance on Timo Werner. Good raw athlete, but technically not sound. Poor touches. Unable to thread a pass through, the lack of confidence, finishes like an absolute donkey at times, can't connect with the ball at times. I don't understand. His confidence is gone. By the way, you guys always say she's cooking. She was eating there, so can't always keep making jokes. But realistically speaking, I think some self-awareness for Timo Werner is very important. A lot of you are going to say, Alex, why don't you hammer him the way you did with Romelu Lukaku? But I think it's very different to what Romelu Lukaku did, because I think this is on the same ballpark as Christensen Pulisic. This is when you're being asked a question, you're actively talking about this question. But Lukaku went on to a media outlet himself, told Lauti to wait, hold tight bro, I'm coming. Next thing you said, don't join Chelsea, I'm going to join the club. Openly said, yeah, we're going to change our tactics, we're going to sit down and talk about it. No, that is completely different. It's a completely different vein of comment, and I personally believe what Timo Werner was saying is not misquoted because it's there in hard concrete evidence. But I think it wasn't intended to be horrible. I think what Lukaku was doing, he was protecting himself. I think he was diverting attention and he was trying to make a good spectacle about himself. But that's it on the matter. Now let's talk about some positive. The manager of Germany sat down and he was discussing very important things about the 3 players that play for Chelsea. Started off with Kai Havertz, and he spoke about Kai Havertz, and he openly said Kai Havertz is one of those players that's one of the best in his positions, young players, and how he is starting to fulfill his reputation that preceded him before he joined Chelsea. And if you look at his international career, 18 GNA in 23 games. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of GNA because the A part of it is absolutely stupid. Sometimes an assist can be you pass the ball on the halfway line and he runs through 10 people and scores a goal like Ruben did for Kai Havertz's goal against West Ham. Love Ruben, but that's not his assist. Can't be an assist. And it gets accredited, and I'm meant to give you ratings for that. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. So for me, the fact that he's contributing to a goal or assist every 75 minutes is actually very impressive at his young age. 23 games, 18 goal GNA. It's a good indicator, but the eyes have been telling us different. Critical goals for Germany, critical goals for Chelsea, winning trophies for Chelsea, starting to get consistency and output and performance for Chelsea. I think Volker's right. We're going in the right way. I think the way he spoke about Rudiger was fantastic as well. He said he's one of the fastest defenders in the Premier League, and we don't even need to talk about his defending. And I think that's how good Rudiger's become. Tony's become so good that we don't even have to accredit him for his defending. He's phenomenal. It's almost a given now. You expect him to perform. That is when you know a player's approaching world class. Now, I don't go, oh, I hope Rudiger has a good game. I just go, yeah, Rudiger will be fine. You just expect performances from Rudiger. He has become so reliable. He has become that 7.5, 8 out of 10 on a weekly basis. Something he didn't have initially, and it's very nice that his national team manager is accrediting this due to his club form and Thomas Tuchel. I think it's very important that we have a great relationship between the international managers and Thomas, because it will help our players be rested, rotated, and also I want our players to do well on international duty. The manager for Germany also made some excuses, but at the same time added an element of reality and some context to what is going on with Timo Werner. He said, well, he hasn't been playing much, so his fitness is down, but that's predominantly due to injuries, and for him, he has to focus on getting his fitness up. And most probably, the important part that you have to take away from this statement was the fact that he said, you have to focus on the way he trains. So this tells me something about Timo, most probably in training, because the manager must have seen something, but he's playing him on a consistent basis, so hopefully everything's fine. I'm reading too much into it, but I think it's important that national team managers come out and speak out. It gives a good harmony, and it gives us good insight on individuals that see him once every 3 months for 2-week span. And it's just good insight. A player that's really been impressing me in recent weeks, more so with his output than his performances, has been Christensen Pulisic. I think Christensen Pulisic has done really well in recent weeks, where he's been adding in goals and assists into his game, and they've been impactful goals and assists. And I think another element of his maturation is how he's doing at international level. Look, I know Panama ain't the most great team in the world, right? And you can't argue with it. It's a small country with, I think, 4 million people, if I'm not mistaken. That's off the top of my head. They don't have the resources to be investing the way the US, but still, you play who's in front of you, and Christensen Pulisic played, and his third goal was absolutely beautiful, where he got the ball, flicked it in, flicked it past, and slotted it nice. And it was a goal of a man with a lot of confidence. He got 2 more goals from the penalty spot, both goals, and another goal. That's 3, that's an assist, and that's a hat-trick, sorry. And it's really nice to see, actually, that he's becoming the main man for the US men's national team. In recent years, I've been really worried with the emergence of Gio Reyna, Timothy Weah, Ricardo Pepe, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams. I was like, is Christensen Pulisic becoming the forgotten hero due to his injury levels? But no, you can still see it's his team, it's his body of work. Whatever's going to happen is going to go through him. And it's very important that the US national team keep playing him in his favoured position. Hopefully he develops for Chelsea, and he's getting important goals for the US men's national team to win trophies. And they won the Gold Cup, if I'm not mistaken. He played a vital role in that. He's just a good player that's really coming into his own now. The thing for me is him to be consistent with his performances, which I think is fair for me to say. And more importantly, I think he just needs to stay fit. If he stays fit, I think he starts for Chelsea. If he starts being injured, I think Tuchel will start making alternative plans. And that's bad for Pulisic, that's bad for Tuchel, that's bad for Chelsea. Because I think Pulisic, we're starting to see the fruits of his labor, and that's important for me. Guys, this was the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Peace out, I'm out.